Welcome back to Good Luck. Today we're going to be doing the final spraying on the soybeans. We're going to be putting on fungicide and insecticide and a couple different kinds of foliar fertilizers. We got the old water tank here on the truck. We're just waiting for it to get full. I already got the spray on the tractor, so as soon as we get this filled up, we'll head up there and start spraying. I got the spray filled up here at the field, or the beans, and I was lucky enough to get Dad to shuttle me back to my old truck with the water tank and chemicals on it, so I didn't have to walk a quarter-mile in the wet grass. But I was looking here, it looks like the cows have pretty well got this spot mowed off, so I believe after we get done spraying we'll end up having to move him up that strip. But either way, we'll get it all done. I got the end row sprayed off. Now we gotta fill the spray back up, get down there and get started on some of them long straight rows. We'll get the hose out here and go to filling this thing up. Maybe. I don't use no pump. I just have to fill this spray, well, 3.5 times to spray this bottom. So I just park the truck here and let it gravity flow. I've always done some sort of foliar fertilizer on my soybeans, but this year I may be overdoing it. My chemical dealer had 3 options, and so I asked him. None of them was really, cost much individually, and so I asked him, I was like, well, what about just making a 3-way mix? And he said, well, that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I done too. I'm running it's a 10-8-4 and a 8% boron, and then this stuff here, it's called Sugar Fix. So I don't know what it's going to gain us. May not gain us nothing, but we're going to try it. Well, here's fill up number 3. That spray, it's supposed to spray 6 acres on the tank. Sometimes I get to 6 acres, sometimes I only get 5.5, so we'll see here. Sometimes I can, there's 17.5 acres here. Sometimes I have to come back and get about 20 gallons of water to finish the little point rows up here, and sometimes I can get it all. So we'll just see how our luck runs today. Now for the real fun stuff, the point rows. That's the bad part about our little odd-shaped fields here. You have 10 acres of straight rows and 10 acres of point rows, but that's just the way it is. These bare spots right here, and there's another one right up there that y'all probably can't see. That's my first experience with these little slugs. I honestly thought they just drowned it out, because here behind me is a wet spot, but these other spots up here I knew wasn't wet. And so after I talked to some people, it turned out to be slugs. I'd heard of them but never seen them, but they just more or less just eat the plant as it emerges. And as far as I know, there ain't nothing you can actually do about it. They say the best way to fight them, I guess you'd say, is tillage. And I really hate to go back to working ground. I really prefer just no tilling, but if that's the way it has to be, I guess that's just how it has to be.
that's got the beans done for the year. The next time we're up here, we'll be in the combine. I'm gonna go get some dinner and come back and run a little poly wire and move the cows, and I'll probably just run and get the tractor and bush hog since it's hooked up and clip off this paddock that they're in now, and I might mow these waterways off. And of course, I gotta walk back up here sometime after a while and get my little tractor and spray. Well, we got her fence built all the way across the field yonder. Got the cows right here. It's amazing how these things can learn what's going on, but either way, all we gotta do is just take a reel here, reel up about 30 foot of wire, and they'll be set for, I'd say 4 or 5 days. All right, come on, girls. It takes the calves a little while to get used to you and walking through the holes and whatnot, but they catch on pretty quick. They're always happy to get to a little greener grass. If you ask a cow if grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, they'll definitely say yes. I believe they're happy with what they're getting. Of course, as always, there's got to be some kind of a little problem, and you can't tell here now that I turned it off, but the water hoses blowed just a tiny little hole out of it and made a nice muddy mess. And I thought I had one of them little, you know, water hose coupler put together repair things on the four-wheeler, but I guess I've used them all, so now we're gonna have to go hunt up one of them or another hose. As usual, I don't have one of them splices for the water hose, so, and I'm over here in the tractor too, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go up here and clip off that little couple of 3 acres that they was on, and take his tractor bush hog back home, and then I guess I'll just jump my truck and run to town and get me one of them little splices, because I've got to have, well, it's the only water the cows has got up there, so I've got to get it fixed. There ain't a whole lot up here to clip off. I mainly just want to knock these old iron weeds down. A lot of people think it's a waste of time, but I've been every year coming up here after the cows graze it, cut the tops off these things, and they'll sucker out and kind of make little bushes, and then I'll come put my spray on the four-wheeler, and in the mornings early when I come up here to check my cows, I'll ride around for say 10 minutes and spray the little suckered out iron weeds. And I done that last year, and I didn't get all of them sprayed, but I can still tell a really big difference in how many there is this year versus last year. Now I got this all mowed off, so we're gonna head out of here. I know that's kind of a short way to cut it off, but I got busy the other afternoon and run off and left the camera laying in the tractor and just didn't get back to it that night. So anyway, this is gonna be the last video for a little while. It's done nothing but rain here, so hopefully in a few days I can get y'all another one out of us cutting some hay finally, if it does decide to quit raining.